Imagine you're enjoying your morning coffee, casually checking messages when suddenly a harsh comment or rude act jolts you, dampening your spirits. Encountering negativity from others is common, yet our reaction can transform the situation significantly. Ever noticed how a negative remark can linger in your mind more persistently than a compliment, similar to a stubborn stain on your favorite shirt? However, you have the choice not to let it spoil your shirt or your day. These difficult moments often say more about the other person's struggles than about you. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings, advised that when criticized or disliked, we should look deeper into the critic's soul to understand their true nature and realize that their opinion of us need not cause distress. Such confrontations with negativity also offer a chance for personal reflection. This is a moment to peel back the layers of societal expectations and explore what truths about yourself might be overshadowed by others' judgments. Are you letting someone else's negative view define your worth or your day? Join me on this journey of self-discovery to not only handle toxic people better, but also to enhance our own self-awareness. Number 1, focus on goals. Imagine you're set on achieving something important to you, whether it's learning a new skill, hitting a fitness target, or pushing forward with personal projects. You feel like you're on a clear path. However, sometimes you run into people or situations that seem to deflate your enthusiasm, much like a gust of wind might redirect a paper airplane. It can be quite disheartening. Take Jordan's story, for example. He was determined to start his own online business despite the skepticism from friends and family. Some expressed doubt openly, while others suggested he take a more conventional route. This scenario is quite common. Instead of getting caught up in endless arguments or trying to prove his point, Jordan focused on sharpening his skills, expanding his knowledge, and methodically building his business. What Jordan's experience teaches us is the power of a firm belief in your own goals and not allowing negative feedback to throw you off course. This leads us into handling negativity with a bit of skill, something the Stoics understood well. They believed in concentrating on what we can control. While we can't change others' opinions, we can control our reactions to them. Think of it like wearing a raincoat in a storm. It doesn't stop the rain, but it keeps you dry. That's the resilience we aim for. So, the next time you face skepticism or negativity about your goals, remember Jordan. Redirect your energy from trying to win over skeptics to strengthening your own path. Respond with a smile or a nod, and keep moving forward with your projects. You've got goals to achieve, and you shouldn't let negativity take up space in your mind without contributing positively. Embrace Stoicism, focus on your actions, and enjoy the process. Let any criticism fade into the background. This journey is yours alone, and you are the master navigator of your path. Number 2, emotional stability. Imagine you're walking through a thick fog, surrounded by negativity that makes it hard to see your path clearly and leaves you feeling unsure with each step. But what if there's a way to clear this fog? It begins inside you, with the fortitude of emotional stability that comes from practicing Stoicism. Consider someone you know who, despite chaos, remains unshaken, like a mountain steadfast during a storm. This isn't about being unfeeling or detached. It's about understanding that we can only control our reactions, not the external chaos. Stoicism teaches us that our true power lies in these reactions, not in attempting to control what's beyond our reach. When dealing with negativity, we can channel our inner Stoic. Rather than getting caught up in the drama, we pause. This is akin to being in the eye of a hurricane. While everything whirls wildly outside, inside this eye, it's tranquil. This pause gives us a moment to breathe, think, and respond, From a place of composed rationality, we shift our focus from the external turmoil to how we allow it to impact our inner calm. And how do we maintain this calm? Through mindfulness. While often discussed, its effectiveness is undeniable. Mindfulness allows us to step back, observe the chaos without being overwhelmed by it. It's not about ignoring negativity, but recognizing it without letting it disrupt our peace. Like clouds passing in the sky, these moments too shall pass. So, the next time you find yourself surrounded by negativity, remember that you are the architect of your own peace. Build it strong and resilient. Number 3, solution-oriented approach. Have you ever wondered how to deal with those difficult people we all inevitably meet? It can feel like walking through a thick fog. Every step is uncertain and the atmosphere is oppressive. The key to handling this is to adopt a solution-focused attitude, deeply rooted in Stoicism. This mindset helps turn challenging interactions into chances for personal growth and emotional intelligence, rather than just sources of stress. Imagine the process like a game of chess. You have to think ahead, anticipate responses, and stay emotionally uninvolved. This requires listening more than speaking and maintaining composure, a skill many admire, but few truly master. By embracing strategic creativity, you can keep your peace and avoid getting drawn into turmoil. Being adaptable in these situations is crucial. It's about staying true to your values while effectively managing interactions with tough personalities. Picture yourself as a tree, solid in your roots, yet flexible enough to sway in the wind without breaking. This resilience not only builds your character, but also prepares you for any challenges. Take a moment to consider how you react when faced with negativity or manipulation. While you can't control the presence of difficult people, you certainly can control how you respond. By applying a stoic, solution-focused mindset, you're not merely dodging the drawbacks of negativity, you're actively crafting a life filled with peace, resilience, and dignity. Remember, in the bigger picture, it's not the hurdles we encounter, but how we overcome them that truly defines us. Number 4, self-awareness. You might have encountered someone who seems to consistently trigger frustration in you. We often label these individuals as toxic because their negativity can cloud our clarity like smoke. Imagine if there was a strategy to navigate through this haze without losing your bearings. It starts with self-awareness. Just as you avoid smoke if you're allergic, understanding how you react to toxic people enables you to maintain emotional distance. This concept reminds me of an old fencing master who taught that the true art of fencing isn't just in striking, but in knowing when to dodge. Each time a toxic person tries to hit you with negativity, envision yourself sidestepping smoothly. This isn't about absorbing their negativity, but about knowing and respecting your boundaries well enough to prevent anyone from overstepping. Implementing this in daily life is akin to learning to tie your shoes. It takes initial effort, but eventually becomes automatic. When faced with negativity, step back and reflect. Why does this bother me? Or, what can I learn from this? These questions help build your mental resilience, not to excuse others' behavior, but to strengthen your own. Understanding this journey includes recognizing that it won't be obstacle-free. Dealing with negativity is challenging, and there will be times when reacting might seem easier. However, choosing to respond thoughtfully is the healthier choice, not because it's simpler, but because it aligns with your integrity. This approach is about constructing a personal stronghold, not from a place of arrogance, but from strength and serenity. It's not about ignoring negativity, but about recognizing it without letting it dictate your actions. Embrace this challenge. It hones your resilience, making you stronger in the long run. Number 5, Setting boundaries. Picture your daily interactions as strokes on a canvas, each one contributing to the artwork of your day. Some strokes are bright and positive, adding beauty to your life, while others, applied by toxic individuals, are dark and disrupt the whole scene, affecting your mood and self-view. Consider the ancient Stoics, who were adept at managing their minds. They didn't avoid challenges. Instead, they reinforced their mental defenses. They understood that not every negative comment or criticism deserved their attention. What if we could handle toxic people with the same Stoic wisdom? It's not about building a wall, but selectively deciding which interactions to engage with, thus maintaining your peace. Think of your energy as a scarce and valuable resource, like water in a desert. Every interaction either nourishes your environment, helping it flourish, or wastes away under harsh conditions. Setting boundaries means wisely choosing where to invest your energy, not out of pride, but with the serene determination of someone who knows their value. By setting these boundaries, you're not being hostile, but showing respect for yourself and your peace. Each day offers a new chance to create your masterpiece, focusing your efforts where they can truly bloom. Setting boundaries is about defining where your space ends and the wild begins, which ultimately transforms the landscape of your life. If this perspective speaks to you, let us know in the comments, like this video to share its message, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Number 6. Forgiveness and memory. Look up at the sky and notice how stars brightly shine through the darkness. These stars are like the people in your life who brighten your path with their kindness and understanding. Conversely, you might encounter black holes, those who drain your happiness and energy, much like toxic individuals. So, how do you navigate this complex interplay of relationships without being drawn into these black holes? Imagine yourself as a spaceship, but instead of hydrogen, you're powered by courage and wisdom. Your courage acts as forgiveness, releasing you from the grip of resentment and past hurts. It allows you to rise above negative influences and frees you from the chains of painful memories. Every spaceship requires a navigation system. Here, let your memories serve this role, storing valuable lessons and whispering warnings about impending dangers, guiding you to steer clear of known troubles. Our past interactions with difficult people aren't meant to bind us, but rather guide us, serving as markers that help us avoid similar pitfalls in the future. Think of every encounter with a toxic person and each strong emotion experienced as navigational beacons that instruct and shape how we engage with others. This blend of forgiveness and memory acts as a compass, leading us through the complex web of human connections. As you ponder your own journey through these celestial dynamics, consider who among your relationships shines like a star and who might be a black hole that you need to avoid. Use your capacity for forgiveness as propulsion to move forward, and let your memories guide you, preventing the repetition of past mistakes. In this intricate dance of life, let us strive to be the spaceship that gracefully navigates through cosmic chaos, powered by forgiveness and steered by the wisdom of experience. Number 7. Energy intelligence. Have you ever been around someone whose presence feels as disruptive as a thunderstorm on a sunny day? Dealing with difficult people can be a real challenge, but let's consider a different approach by focusing on energy intelligence as our guide. Think of your energy as a protective wall around an ancient city, safeguarding your peace and blocking out unwanted negativity. Now, imagine the power you hold in these scenarios. Just as you choose the type of fuel for your car, which affects its performance and longevity, you also choose how to respond to energy-draining people. Whether you react with patience and understanding or choose not to engage at all, these decisions can serve as superfuel that enhances your emotional health and keeps you on a stable path. This approach is not about avoiding conflicts, but about equipping yourself with wisdom and making choices that maintain your tranquility. Energy intelligence involves more than just self-control. It's about creating a space so stable that even the fiercest storms can't shake your foundation. Picture yourself as a deeply rooted tree, immovable not because the wind doesn't affect you, but because you've learned to bend and sway with it without breaking. Now, take a moment to reflect on how you manage your energy when facing tough situations. Recall times when you were bombarded by someone else's negativity. How did you react? Did their storm overshadow your day, or were you able to shine brighter, guiding both of you back to serenity? This path isn't about being unaffected. It's about understanding that you possess a deep well of strength and wisdom, capable of handling any challenge. Pause, breathe, and remind yourself of this inner power. Looking ahead, how will you use this energy intelligence not just to preserve your own peace, but also to illuminate the way for others? Remember, the true measure of your strength isn't how you dodge the storm, but how you dance in the rain. Number 8. Detection of false cordiality. It's surprising how a simple conversation can quickly turn into a heated argument, much like a tiny spark igniting a destructive wildfire. However, not every spark must lead to a blaze, especially when you're dealing with manipulative people. Recognizing the signs of false cordiality can act as your fire extinguisher. Pay attention to body language. It often reveals more than words. A smile that doesn't reach someone's eyes or arms crossed in defiance are signs that someone may not be as friendly as they appear. Take a moment to listen to the undertones in their voice. A tone that's too sweet or a laugh that feels out of place can indicate insincerity more than their words might suggest. These subtle communication cues are like invisible threads, pulling at your intuition and hinting that things aren't as straightforward as they seem. The real intentions of a person can often be seen in the way they speak, offering clear signals to those attentive enough to notice. Observe the patterns in how people behave. Consistent behavior is like a steady drumbeat, reliable and unchanging. In contrast, behavior that changes dramatically depending on the audience is as unstable as a leaf in the wind, often just a performance rather than a sign of true friendship. Noticing these patterns is crucial. In human interactions, consistency is king. Being able to discern false friendliness is not just about protecting yourself from toxic relationships. It's also about creating a space where true relationships can thrive. It's about being a beacon of authenticity in a sea of pretense, guiding others towards genuine connections. So, the next time something feels off, trust your instincts, be alert to the signs, and remember that not every offered hand is one you should take. Hold firm, for your journey is yours alone to navigate. Keep your peace secure, fortified with the wisdom of Stoicism. Number 9. Control of negative of self-talk. Think back to when you first met someone whose presence felt like a dark cloud over a sunny parade. We've all felt how someone else's negativity can drag us down. The way we speak to ourselves when dealing with such toxic individuals can either shield us or leave us vulnerable. Imagine your mind as a garden where every self-thought is a seed. Planting seeds of strength and resilience allows us to stand tall, but if we let doubts and fears creep in, those negative weeds begin to overpower the good. Yet, avoiding toxic people isn't always possible, and that's where the timeless teachings of Stoicism come into play. Stoicism teaches us that our true power lies in our reactions to what happens to us. When you're caught in the storm of someone else's negativity, pay close attention to the conversations you have with yourself. Instead of wondering why you have to endure this, ask yourself how you can emerge stronger from the experience. This shift in perspective isn't just wordplay, it's a way to reclaim your control. Another strategy is detachment, not being cold or uncaring, but thoughtfully directing where your energy flows. Picture someone's negative remarks as arrows aimed at you. If your self-worth is a strong shield, those arrows won't penetrate. You might still feel their sting, but they can only hurt you if you allow them. Take a moment to reflect. How often do you let outside negativity seep into how you talk to yourself? Managing this doesn't mean building an impenetrable wall around your heart. It means recognizing your worth and knowing that your reactions are your power. Sometimes it simply involves choosing not to surrender your peace. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions, but about deciding which battles are worth your energy. Remember, the only person you truly have control over is yourself. Number 10. Avoid unnecessary arguments. Choose your battles wisely is timeless advice, particularly relevant today when every interaction can seem fraught with tension, especially with difficult people. It's like walking blindfolded through a maze, never sure when you might hit a wall. The trick isn't to confront every obstacle head-on, but to feel your way through, determining which paths are worth following. Some conflicts are simply dead ends, draining your energy with nothing to gain. Realizing this can spare you many headaches. Sometimes the strongest action you can take is no action at all. Silence often speaks louder than any response you could give. When toxic people launch their negativity, they're usually seeking a reaction, any indication that their words have affected you. By choosing not to engage, you deflate their efforts. It's not about ignoring the issue, but about not allowing it to dominate your life. Your energy is precious. Invest it in conflicts that truly matter. Avoid the trap of trying to change someone's toxic behavior through argument or persuasion. It's akin to trying to extinguish a fire with gasoline. Instead, pose reflective questions that might prompt them to see things from a new angle. This shift from confrontation to conversation might not always work, but that's all right. The aim isn't to win every altercation, but to preserve your peace and dignity. On this battlefield, empathy is your shield and patience your sword. Trying to understand another's perspective doesn't mean you condone their actions. It means you're strong enough to look beyond the immediate conflict. Remember, everyone has their own struggles, many of which you might not be aware of. By practicing patience, you give yourself the space to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This doesn't show weakness, it demonstrates wisdom. I invite you to reflect on your encounters with difficult people. Are there patterns? Are there fights you've engaged in that simply weren't worth your time? Being stoic doesn't mean being devoid of emotions. It's about not letting those emotions govern you. It's about strategically directing your energy, recognizing that not every battle needs your participation. So the next time you're on the verge of an argument, step back, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this really worth my peace? Number 11. Seeking support. Every now and then, we come across someone who seems to disrupt our peace on every level. Picture those individuals whose mere presence feels like a dark cloud looming over a sunny day. Dealing with them can feel like struggling in quicksand. The more you try to stay calm, the more you find yourself sinking into frustration or anger. This is often the challenge we face with toxic people, a real test of our patience and stoicism. However, seeking support in these situations is not a sign of weakness, but a display of wisdom. Just as a single candle can scatter the darkness, sharing your troubles with someone who understands can illuminate options you hadn't considered before. These supportive people strengthen our resolve not by fighting our battles, but by reinforcing our own mental strength. Imagine having a wise mentor, their advice drawn from deep experience, guiding you through these tough times. To truly harness our Stoic strength, we must recognize when external input can be beneficial. It's about accepting that we can't control others' actions, but we can control our reactions through Stoicism. This philosophy teaches us to detach and view our situation from a broader perspective, like zooming out on a map to find alternative routes that were invisible when we were zoomed in. In seeking support, we give ourselves room to breathe, reflect, and carefully choose responses that align with our values and maintain our peace. Reflect on your own experiences with difficult individuals. Have you tried to handle these situations alone, relying solely on your inner strength? Or have you sought out support that could shift your perspective? Remember, the true mark of a Stoic isn't found in silence or enduring alone, but in knowing when and how to tap into the wisdom of others to navigate challenges with greater ease and understanding. I hope that you liked this video. Until next time, stay strong, stay Stoic, and let the Stoic winds transform your life.